Serverless was supposed to be the future. No more managing servers, auto-scaling magic, and paying only for what you use. Sounds perfect, right? But behind the buzz, things aren't all sunshines and rainbows. Today we are breaking down AWS Lambda and asking the question, is serverless kinda screwed? Let's dive in. First, let's be fair. AWS Lambda did deliver on some big promises. You can deploy code without worrying about infrastructure. It scales automatically from 0 to millions of requests. And for small workloads, you only pay for what you use. Sounds like a dream, right? But here's the catch. For all its strengths, serverless has some real pain points that can turn that dream into a nightmare. Let's talk money. AWS Lambda seems cheap at first, but it can get quite expensive fast. If you have high traffic, your bill will skyrocket compared to running on EC2 or containers. For example, if your Lambda function runs for 10 seconds and gets hit a million times a day, you could be paying thousands more than a single Kubernetes setup. Now here's where things get ugly. Code stats. When your Lambda function hasn't been used for a while, AWS needs to spin it up from scratch. This can add serious latency, especially for APIs and real-world systems. And while AWS has features like provision concurrency to reduce code stats, guess what? You're paying extra to fix a problem the platform created. Serverless was supposed to be simple, but the moment you scale, the complexity explodes. Debugging across dozens of Lambda functions is a nightmare. Monitoring and tracing? You either pay for AWS X-Ray or piecing together open source tools. If you need advanced networking like VPC access, be ready for latency and configuration headaches. And finally, let's talk lock-in. When you go all in on AWS Lambda, you're writing code tied to AWS specific APIs like DynamoDB, S3 triggers, and step functions. Migrating that to another platform? Painful. And if AWS raises prices or changes terms, you're stuck. This isn't just a technical issue, it's a business risk. So is serverless screwed? Well, yes and no. For small event-driven tasks, AWS Lambda is still a game changer. But if you are building complex, high-traffic systems, the hidden costs, code stats, and lock-in can burn you. If you want to stay smart, use Lambda where it shines. Short-lived tasks, asynchronous jobs, and rapid prototyping. But for large-scale apps, stick with Kubernetes or ECS. Kubernetes or ECS might save your sanity. What do you think? Is serverless still the future, or is the hype overblown? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's discuss. And by the way, if you want a deeper dive into Kubernetes and real-world CI/CD workflows, check out my course in the link in the description. And join over 2,000 passionate learners. If you found this useful, smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.